Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and this video is going to show the fastest all-wheel drive cars in terms of lap time as of the Arena War update. As always, the position counter is in the top left with the best lap time the vehicle achieved in the top right, and if you're interested in the performance of all vehicles in the game, check the playlist link in the description or the pinned comment alongside the top speed testing series. If you want to know more information about this testing, including the extent to which it's accurate and how useful it is for you personally, have a read of the full description as everything that you need is in there. And for the performance of any future vehicle editions, feel free to subscribe for new testing videos every Thursday and check out my Patreon or become a YouTube member if you'd like to support me and get testing results early. So all of the vehicles here are all-wheel drive, which basically means that all four wheels are used to power the car going forward, so the engine power is going to all four wheels. Now, they're all in varying degrees. For example, some all-wheel drive cars have a 50-50 split for the front tyres to the rear. Some have, say, 70-30 rear to front. It varies between all the cars, but the main thing to keep in mind is that all of these cars are powered by both wheels to a certain degree. So obviously we had the Tesseract in 10th place, that's the 10th quickest all-wheel drive car. Then we had the regular Nero, and then we've got some of the old boys with the Osiris and the T20 in 8th and 7th places. And all-wheel drive cars in GTA are relatively common, and I would say probably more common than you would think, and a lot of very quick supercars are all-wheel drive. And the reason that they're so powerful in that respect is because all of the wheels are driving the car forward, they usually have very, very good acceleration, and that's something that kind of is a general focus with a lot of these cars that you'll see. So the X80 Proto obviously in 6th place here, and these are some really quick lap times. Obviously, if you've been looking at the lap times, they're all 101 lap times, very, very close to that 101 barrier. There's a lot of supercars around that area. They get 101, 102, 101.1, 101.2, 101.3, all that kind of stuff. And there's a really great balance in the supercars once you take out the top 4 or 5 vehicles in the class. Now, obviously we've got the position that the car has in the top left in its individual class as well, so you get a general idea. And obviously this is only going up to the Arena War update, so because we haven't had a new update yet in 2019 since the Arena War DLC, if we get one in the summer, this is at least giving us a good baseline so you can see where everything is before that update comes. We might get certain changes, hopefully we see the advanced handling flags sorted out for some of these vehicles. The Itali GTO, which is the quickest in this list that is not in the supercars class, in fact it's the only car in this list that isn't in the supercars class, we might see some changes to that. It might be able to go quicker because if it loses the advanced handling flags and loses that bumpy, horrible way that it drives. But we also might get some new cars that fit into these lists. So we're kind of getting a bit of a roundup of the quickest vehicles overall for all the different drivetrains. We're going to go through all-wheel drive for this week and next week with top speed. Then we're going to go through rear-wheel drive vehicles for both lap time and top speed. Then front-wheel drive. But all-wheel drive is certainly the second most common drivetrain, you could say, in GTA. And there's a lot of vehicles, like I said, that you have the all-wheel drive, and vehicles that you might not expect. For example, some really quick supercars like the Zentorno here that's still doing great in 3rd place overall for all-wheel drive cars. But in general, although there's a lot of quick all-wheel drive cars, there's more quick rear-wheel drive cars, which is something that we'll see when we come to the rear-wheel drive vehicle version of this video in a few weeks' time. So we got the Tempesta here in 2nd place, which is kind of like it gets the best lap time for the supercars that aren't included in the top 5 big supercars that say the downforce vehicles and like the Wagoner and things like that we will see. Most of those vehicles are rear-wheel drive vehicles, apart from one, which is what we'll see in the number 1 spot for this list. But one thing to keep in mind is that the number 1 vehicle that we're about to see does have a little bit of an issue with it at the moment, and it has ever since the Arena War DLC, and that is that its front left wheel sometimes catches on curbs. When if you go over a curb, it can sometimes catch on it and flip you up into the air. So in most cases, the XA21, which is our quickest all-wheel drive vehicle in the entire game, and part of that sort of big 4 vehicles that get under 1 minute in terms of lap time, the other 3 being rear wheel drive vehicles, but yeah, in most cases you will be able to drive the XA21 perfectly fine, but there are certain situations where it will just randomly clip a curb and flip into oblivion. So something to keep in mind with the XA21. Hopefully we see a fix for that whenever the next DLC downloadable update comes, because obviously it's been over 6 months, or nearly 6 months now, where this car has had this issue, alongside, you know, all the advanced handling flags and things that we've seen from the Arena War DLC. So yeah, this is giving us a good roundup, and it's been a long time since I've covered the quickest vehicles in terms of their drivetrains, so getting a good update on that, and hopefully that will prepare us to see where everything is when it comes to the next DLCs. Now at this point, obviously feel free to subscribe if you haven't already for new testing videos every Thursday, and update videos when new cars are released. And of course check out other classes and other ways to categorize these vehicles by clicking the playlist link down below. And like I said, we will be having the top speed version of this video next week, and then we'll cover rear wheel drive vehicles and front wheel drive vehicles as well. Having said that, the front wheel drive class is incredibly small. There's by far more rear wheel drive and all wheel drive vehicles in the game than there are front wheel drive vehicles, but we will cover that when we get to the video. I just wanted to put a comparison here at the end between the XA21, which is our quickest all-wheel drive supercar, against the Italy GTO, which is our quickest all-wheel drive sports car. So you can see the difference. It's only a second between them, but the Italy GTO has certainly has a lot more potential in it if it didn't have such horrible handling with the advanced handling flags, making it bouncy as hell. So yeah, like I said, we're going to have the top speed version of this, so we're going to go through the quickest all-wheel drive vehicles in terms of top speed next week, and then we'll do the same over again with only rear-wheel drive vehicles. So that's pretty much it for this video. Remember to read the description for more info, comment with your thoughts, like the video if you enjoyed or found it helpful, subscribe for more, and consider supporting on Patreon or becoming a member on YouTube. Thank you all so much for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.